has expanded the definition of parenthood. A baby may have multiple parents, including an egg donor, a sperm donor, a surrogate mother who carries the baby. The intended parents who raise the child. Biological parenthood is no longer confined a real-time conception. For example, a child can be conceived using frozen sperm from biological father who passed away years earlier.
Shall we start, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I called you a number of times. You are not lifting my phone.
Oh, okay. I'm very sorry, sir. So I think that today, sir, has a full time. So you are going to enjoy it because the topic is very interesting. A very good morning to our respected resource person, Professor MVR Raju. Yesterday, also, he has already taken class regarding the topic which he has delivered yesterday. Today, he is going to talk about emotional intimacy, family abuse, violence, and resurrection, which is very important, the importance of family, so which everyone have to know. So, sir, again, we welcome you, and I hope that you will be having a very productive time with our participants, sir.
My screen పనిచేయట్లేదా? Okay. Good morning, my dear friends. It's my pleasure to invite you all attending today's program. Start with the family. The impact of reproductive technology on family structure. Advances in reproductive technology, the definition of parenthood. A baby may have multiple parents, including egg donor, a sperm donor, a surrogate mother who carries the baby. The intended parents who raise the child. Biological parenthood is no longer confined to real time conception. For example, a child can be conceived using frozen sperm from a biological father who passed away years earlier. The sir is not moving and ఏం చేశారమ్మా మీరు? Coming into traditional definition of family, a family consists of two or more individuals related by blood, marriage, or adoption. They live together, form an economic unit, and bear and raise children. A broader perspective on family. A family is an intimate group of two or more people who live together in a committed relationship, provide care and support for one another, including children. The impact of reproductive technology in the family structure. Okay. So coming into types of family structure, one is nuclear family, consists of two parents, mother and the father, and their children. Number two, joint extended includes multiple generations living together. Example, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins. Number three, the single parent family consists of one parent raising children due to divorce, separation, death, or personal choice. Number four, blended means step family. The blended formed when two individuals with children from the previous relationships marry or cohabit. Number five, childless family. A married or cohabiting couple without children, either by choice or due to infertility. Number six, the foster or adoptive family includes children who are adopted or placed in foster care. Coming into the seventh one, same-sex parent family, a family where the both parents are of the same gender. Coming into number eight, polygamy. Okay, friends, now coming into the myths about the family. What family is happier in the past than they are now? Or is this a nostalgic illusions? Is the marriage and parenthood the only natural path for a fulfilling life? Are good families self-sufficient? Why bad families really on external support? Is the family always a place of unconditional love, support, and security? Should we strive for is a perfection a natural part of relationships? Does love alone ensure a successful marriage and family life? Is divorce always a sign of failure, or can it sometimes lead to healthier outcomes for individuals and children? Coming into some of the silent aspects of Indian family value system are as follows. A young person should always respect elders and touch their feet. One should never speak in a rude manner or in a high tone in their elders. One should abstain from smoking and consumption of alcohol. Number four, one must always try to speak the truth and be non-violent in temperament. One must always wear decent clothing in public places. One must always try to maintain a good bond with his family and relatives. Number seven, one must always try to become guests, that is, Atiti Deva Bhava. Coming to number eight, one must be hospitable to anyone who visits his home, irrespective of the caste, the creed, and color. మేము మళ్ళీ మూవ్ అవట్లేదు ఇది. Coming into family values. Several national surveys shows that we place a high value on family. For example, Americans rank their family as the most important aspects of life above health, work, money, and even religion. Among high school students, 82% of girls and 70% of boys say that having a good marriage and family life is extremely important. The state of our union is 2007. 77% of the first year college students, both women and men, say that raising a family is very important in their lives. Chronicle of Higher Education 2008. One of the longest surviving institutions of India, the Indian family. ఏంటి స్లైడ్స్ మూవింగ్ అవ్వట్లేదు అన్నాడు వాళ్ళు, నాకు మూవ్ అవుతుంది. రిప్రజెంట్స్ ద త్రీ పిల్లర్స్ ఆఫ్ ఏం నొక్కేసామమ్మాయి, లాయల్టీ, ఇంటిగ్రిటీ అండ్ యూనిటీ. ద ఫస్ట్ లెసన్స్ నుంచి My dear participants, you have any doubts or queries, you ask me the questions, not to send any message to me. If the slides are not moving, I will send complete PowerPoint to you all. The extended family and kinship are the major aspects of the Indian family system. The Ramayana and Mahabharata abound with tales of sons, the kings and young men and women like Rama, Yudhishthira, Bharata, etc., who followed the family values, and those that did not like Sakuni, Duryodhana, and other evil men who ultimately faced ruin because of coming into the marriage system. The marriage a socially approved mating relationship that people expect to be stable and enduring is also universal. Countries vary in their specific norms and laws dictating who can marry whom and at what age. But marriage everywhere is an important rite of passage that marks adulthood and its related responsibilities, especially providing for the family. Why do people marry? Love and companionship is very important. The children is also more important, and commitment in between the wife and husband is more important, and also fulfilling each partner comfortable happiness, ethics, and moral values. And adult identity, continuity, and performance. Constant source of support and understanding in a shifting and changeable the world. The marriage is generally seen as a socially or religiously sanctioned union between the two adults for economic and procreational reasons. See, the coming into the stages of the marriage. The first years of marriage experience a struggle becoming independent of their parents while also attempting to effectively the communicate needs to one another. Number two, second and 4 years of relationship, honeymoon starts to fade and the couple become involved with having kids and developing careers and establishing their own traditions and the values. 3 to 7 years of relationship, couple faced with a continuation or need to increase commitment like the marriage, children, and work include tension can be noticed. 7 to 15 years of relationship patterns of decision making is very important in between wife and husband too, and decision making with children. Conflict resolutions, any one of the partner having sit together, have a solution, accomplishing task, establish. 15 to 24 years of relationship, partners in their early 40s, evaluating their lives as individuals and as a couple. Their children are teenagers, couple are separating from involvement in parenting, again struggle to define their identity. The next stage, 25 to 35 years of relationship. The partners are in their 50s and early 60s. Children are living home. Couple may be coping with the death of their parents. After 35 years of their relationship has become a source of intimacy, nurturance, and personal growth. The period of change as the couple face new issues like illness or impending loss of a partner. Relationship is evaluated, how well it is maintained. All these stages are very, very important for the family life. Coming into the Gottman Institute, after observing thousands of their couples in their love, lab for more than 4 decades, discovered that most couples were arguing and fighting due to the failure and to connect emotionally and likely did not even now, according to my research, according to my counseling situations, what I have seen, hundreds and hundreds of the couples, more than 80% of the wife and husbands are not comfortably living in their respective house. They're fighting each other, abusing each other, criticizing each other and beating each other. This is my observations in my research and my clinical experience. And coming to emotional intimacy in between the wife and husband, the family members. Intimacy is important in a healthier relationship because it allows partners to feel safe and secure in connection. It allows for a greater level of communication, understanding. This is very, very important between the wife and husband. Number two, when emotional intimacy is present, the partners are more likely to feel satisfied and fulfilled in their relationship. Number three, emotional intimacy is not something that comes easily to everyone. It takes time and effort to build trust, understand each other's needs. It is important to be open and honest with each other and to make an effort to understand the other person's perspective. This is very, very important. Why? Because in each person coming from different backgrounds, different personality backgrounds, different emotional backgrounds, different socio-economical backgrounds, and different educational backgrounds. So intimacy is not something that comes easy everyone. Coming into emotional intimacy, the five love languages. This is five love languages. See how to express heartfelt commitment to your mate. So research findings given by Gary Chapman. Gary Chapman proposes that there are five primary ways that people express and receive love and understanding. These languages can significantly strengthen relationships. One is love language one. This is called words of affirmation. Number two, love language two, quality time. How much time we are giving to our respective partners. This is very, very important. Suppose sometimes they may give the time at home, but the partner may not speak or the partner may not sharing their inner emotions. And also, sometimes the partners may not spending the quality time they respect the partner. That's the meaning of quality time. Number three, love language three, receiving the gifts. This is also very important. Normally, most of the Indian women expecting small gifts. Even 1 rupee gift is also she feels more happiness and comfortable during or especially her birthday or marriage days. This is very important. Sometimes most of the partners forgetting about the wife birthday and the marriage days so the emotional intimacy decreases in between the both partners. So love language four, acts of service. Okay, so both partners together sharing the service at the home. Love language five, the physical touch. This is also very, very important. The way the each partner having the physical touch or non-verbal touch. One important thing as a psychologist, what I'm saying to you, instead of physical touch, psychological touch gives immense pleasure to the partner. This is very important. Most of the people not know the meaning of psychological touch rather than physical touch. Okay, come back into see the what do you mean the love. The love as both an emotion and a behavior is essential for a human survival. Number two, it is in the families that we learn to love ourselves and to love others. Number three, actress May, the West once said, I never loved another person the way I love myself. So one thing I'll tell you as a psychologist with my psychological experience, what I'm saying, my dear participants, see, when you're loving yourself, then only you can love others. When you don't have the true love in yourself, you cannot sharing your love to the other persons. This is very, very important. Number four, social philosophers Egg in 1956 speaks about the love, self-love or love for oneself as essential for our social and emotional development and as a prerequisite for loving others. When we coming to the Bible, the First Corinthians 13th chapter 4 to 7 verses, love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful. It is not arrogant or rude. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. When coming into our Indian mythology, Hindustani proverb that speaks, life is no longer once the one when the heart is fixed on another person. So coming into love and friendship. So love and friendship start with enjoyment. Friendship enjoys being with each other most of the time. They feel at ease despite occasional disagreements. Number two, acceptance. Friends accept each other the way they are. They tolerate the faults and shortcomings instead of trying to change each other. Each other. Number three, the trust is more important. The friends trust and look out for each other. They lean on each other during difficult times. Number four, the friends respect each other's judgments. They may not agree with the choices the other person makes, but they honor his or her decisions. The mutual support. The friends help and support each other without expecting return. Confining. The friends share experiences and the feelings. They don't gossip about each other or backstab. Number seven, understanding. The friends sympathetic about each other's feelings and thoughts. They can all read each other without saying very much. Coming to love and friendship, the last one, honesty. The friends are open, they feel free to be themselves and say what they think. So when they are not honesty, when they are not trying to, not reveal, sharing, as per my research experience, as well as possible, such persons, leads to mental illness, leads to physical health problems. Coming into love. See, love, how much do you know about love? This is very, very important. Most of the people, they think that know about the love. But most of the people, they not know the meaning of the love. And also, they are not showing the real love in between the two friends, in between the two persons, husband. And also, and also you will see in the work situation, in institutions and the organizations. People make a distinction between loving someone, family members, relatives, and friends, and being in the love. One is romantic relationships. Both are based on respect and often demanding. Number two, love is multifaceted. Love has many dimensions. It can be romantic or exciting, obsessive, and irrational. It can also be platonic, calming, altruistic, and sensible. Love is based on the respect. It respect is missing today. The relationship is not based on the love. The relationship is not based on the love. So the relationship mainly based on the only sex. Love is often demanding. Love, the real love is closer to what one author calls string the ultimate love Johnson 1985. So what attracts the people to each other, filtering out by formal or informal rules on partner eligibility based on facts such as age, race, social class, religion, sexual orientation, health, or physical appearance. So these are all very, very important. But whereas today, what I have seen in my day-to-day life, in my research and clinical experience, most of the people attracting for the money and the gifts, not having the true love. And true love. See, coming into do lust and love differ? The sexual arousal that is called as lust. A physiological response, sexual arousal, often referred to as lust, is primarily a physiological response rather than an emotional one. It involves automatic bodily reactions and can occur consciously or unconsciously. Sexual desire, a psychological and motivational state. Sexual desire is distinct from sexual arousal as it involves a cognitive and emotional component rather than being purely physiological. It is the conscious or subconscious motivation to seek sexual activity. Love an emotional and psychological bond. Love is a complex emotional and psychological experience that goes beyond mere sexual attraction. It involves attachment is more important, the trust is more important, commitment is also very, very important, and deep emotional intimacy is also important. Love can take different forms, such as romantic love, companion love, and unconditional love. Coming into commitment. Ultimate commitment is the marriage. Marriage and commitment don't always go hand in hand. Both are always go hand in hand. The mutual commitment can arise a sense of loyalty and fidelity to one's partner, a religious, legal, or a moral belief in the sanctity of the marriage. Number three, continued optimism about the future rewards. One is emotional, financial, and sexual or others. The commitment, mutual commitment, coming in the fourth one. The strong emotional attachment, and another important point, dependency and the love. Dependency on the one side, okay, in between. In a healthy relationship, commitment has many positive aspects, such as affection is more important, companionship is more important in between the two people, and the last one is the trust is also very, very important. Trust is also very, very important. So, according to me, the trust is, according to me, MVR Raju 1996, the trust is diminutive in between the couples, which leads to ego. Couples are not interested to disclose their problems. They are not accepting their own beliefs. It is the gradual deterioration of the love and ultimate loss of an emotional attachment between the partners. The process can go on for many years. Even the spouses share housework and child care. One spouse may not give the other emotional support. One spouse may complain that the other is in confining his or her innermost thoughts and feelings, or does not want to discuss problems. By Erickson 93, Kaiser 93. Then we coming into, and also we enter into the problems in couple relationships. This is what I have seen in my clinical experience. Client behavior as symptomatic of underlying issues that need to be resolved. One is economic issues. This is very, very important. Companionship intimacy is more important. Work and recreation is also very important. Parenting, sharing each other. Household chores, sharing the kitchen, and so on. Extramarital relations, religion, the caste, friends. Another interesting thing, what I've seen in my clinical experience, number one is jealousy is a common. Ego is also prevailing. Substance abuse, communication breaking down, job related issues, mother-in-law issues, the dowry issues, body appearances, body appearance. Before marriage, the female body is different. After marriage, female body is different. So that these are all very, very important. And also sexual issues, sexual misunderstandings in between couples. So coming into what we have discussed so far about the family system, and also elaborately we discussed about the friendship with love, and we discussed about the love, the values, and the commitment, and so on. And coming into the abuse and the violence. This abuse and the violence day by day is increasing most of the states. People who love each other can be cruel too. We then turn to other health issues such as drug abuse, depression, suicide, and eating disorders. The couples who live together and current are former boyfriends or girlfriends. This is very, sometimes, I have seen in number of families, some of the families moving for divorce. Before marriage, they have boyfriend or girlfriends. After marriage, so sometimes when they are maintaining the same relationships, or sometimes when they have a living relations, or when they have a friendship with the benefits after marriages. So the lot of problems they will face with the partners about the body, and also in other issues. The types of violence. Number one, physical abuse. Physical abuse. When a person hurts or tries to hurt a partner using physical force, examples include throwing objects, pushing, grabbing, slapping, kicking, biting, hitting, beating, and choking. See, this is a common today, okay, not only in the rural areas, including urban areas. Not only in urban areas, even low income group family I have seen, and also high status income groups also I have seen. Apart from that, the status also, there is no comparison. See, when it's comparison with the status aspects also, okay, low status and high status group people also having the same similar problems facing respective families. Sexual abuse, forcing a partner to take part in sex act when she or he does not consent. For example, taking part in unwanted sexual activity. That is called as rape. And emotional abuse, threatening a partner or loved ones into name calling, intimidation, and not letting a partner see friends and the family. They move into the in continuation of the previous slide. In some all issues, we discuss abuse and the violence. Women are much more likely than men to report serious psychological distress, such as depression, nauseousness, worthlessness, and feelings of hopelessness. To attempt suicide, you have seen number of cases in India. Women are more than men to experience serious physical injuries. Female intimate partners are more likely to be murdered. The pregnant women are especially vulnerable. Sexual and physical violence usually go on hand during pregnancy. In recent years, the number of deaths by spouses and girlfriends and boyfriends are similar. Increases women's financial power as longer or as larger numbers enter the workforce and postponing the marriage and parenthood. The recent economic downturn affect intimate partners' homicide rates. Men experiences more to commitment family side, murdering one spouse, ex-spouse, children, or other relatives before committing suicide. So the suicide rate is drastically increasing in every state. So due to abuse and the violence. Changing perceptions of violence among young couples. In counter relationships, particularly among young couples, the definition of the violence and abuse has evolved significantly. The traditional forms of domestic violence include physical aggression, emotional manipulations, financial control, and sexual abuse. The modern relationships are witnessing a broader interpretations of what constitutes violence and abuse. The conflicts that were once considered normal disagreements are now perceived as verbal abuse, emotional violence, and toxic behavior. So, moving into perception influence. One is emotional sensitivity and changing the communication norms. A harsh tone, this is what I have seen. These are all prevailing in number of cases. Dismissive remark or passive aggressive comment may now be labeled as verbal abuse. Example, a partner saying, "You never listen to me," or "You never touch me," or "You didn't spend minimum 1 minute with me." Money is not giving happiness, or gold is not giving happiness, or costly sarees are not giving happiness. Most of the Indian women expecting your valuable time, your valuable time, your love and affection and friendship. Digital and social media influence. Terms like gaslighting and emotional manipulations are now widely used, sometimes even for minor misunderstandings. Terms like red flags, trauma bonding, and love bombing are popularized and often misapplied to normal relationship struggles. Lower tolerance for conflicts. What was once considered a normal agreement is now seen as a toxic dynamic that needs to be escaped from. For example, this is very important example, one partner criticizing the other's career choices, clothing, the lifestyles, right? And lifestyles. So coming into depression and suicide, many families deal with or depression and suicide both have negative impacts. Coming into depression, it's called as a mental disorders characterized by sadness, or we call it as the blue, and other negative emotions that interfere with the ability to walk, study, sleep, eat, and enjoy the experiences that are formerly pleasurable. Suicide, depression leads to clinical depression, lead to suicide, taking one's life. It is the 11th leading causes of death among Americans. Coming into symptoms of depression, one is sadness, anxiety, or an empty feeling, guilt, helplessness, hopelessness, loss of interest in usual hobbies, activities. difficult concentrating, remembering, making decisions, loss of energy, restlessness, irritability, their face always the pale, the changes in weight loss or gain, disturbed sleep, suicidal thoughts, the physical problems such as headaches, the pain, and digestive disorders. So, some signs of suicide. My dear participants, just you have to cross check any one of the participants suffering with depression. The depression leads to clinical depression and also leads to suicide. So that just I'll tell you some of the suicidal signs. Please cross check yourself or your neighbors or your family members or your colleagues or your boss or subordinates in respective institutions. Number one, withdrawal from family and friends, verbal expression of suicidal thoughts, even a joke. The major personality changes, drug or alcohol abuse, difficulty concentrating, running away, the recent suicide of a relative or friend, rejection by boyfriend or girlfriend, eating disorders, extreme and sudden neglect of appearance, sudden lack of interest in friends and unusual activities. Coming into in our title, so speaks about one is elaborately speaks about the family, the marriage, and love, friendship, perception, and emotional intimacy, and so on. So, not only that, till now we discussed about the abuse also, either physical abuse, financial abuse, and so on. And last we're coming to end, coming to end. We are going to be discussing about the resurrection. This is very, very important in our family life. How to cope up, how to adjust, how to live comfortably, how to enjoy the family life, how to spend our valuable time, or the openness, or friendship in between the wife and husband. So resurrection, what do you mean that? Traditionally associated with religious and spiritual beliefs, extends beyond its theological origins to various aspects of life, including psychology, philosophy, literature, science, and personal growth. This is very, very important. Knowing about the psychology, knowing about the individual's philosophy, knowing about the literature, about family literature, society literature, about the science, getting the knowledge and personal growth is more important. However, resurrection as a concept symbolizes renewal, transformation, and the ability to rise from destruction or hardship. Destruction and hardships. And I gone through some of our spiritual scriptures. What the spiritual scripture says about resurrection. The origin of the word resurrection as observed in the Bible. John 11th chapter 25-26, Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, even though they die. And whoever lives by believing in me will never die. Do you believe this? Do you believe this? Resurrection is not just about physical rebirth, but also spiritual renewal. In relationships and family conflicts, the faith, the love, and commitment can revive broken bonds. This is very, very important. And psychology speaks about introspection. Those experiencing abuse or trauma can seek emotional resurrection through faith and self-rebuilding. Self-rebuilding. Coming to Bhagavad Gita, number 3rd chapter, 35. It is better to live your own destiny, better to live your own destiny imperfectly than to live an imitation of somebody else's life with perfection. Bhagavad Gita, number 6, chapters, number 5, was says that let a man raise himself by himself. Let him not lower himself. This is very, very important. For he alone is the friend of himself, and he alone is the enemy of himself. In relationship, letting go of past pain is essential for renewal. Emotional resurrection means discarding toxic attachments and embracing healthier dynamics. The self-resurrection requires self-discipline and mental strength. Individuals in toxic relationships or abusive households must empower themselves to break free and rebuild. One thing I'll tell you, what psychology speaks, the brainstorming is very, very important. The Quran speaks Surah As-Jumar 39, 53, Surah. Say, O my servants who have transgressed against themselves by sin, do not despair of the mercy of Allah. Indeed, Allah forgives all sins. Allah forgives all sins. Surah AI Bakura, 2nd chapter to 86 surahs. Allah does not burden a soul. Beyond that, it can be hardships in family and relationships. Test one's resilience, and the faith is more important. Individuals can choose to heal and move forward rather than remain in suffering. Also, individuals can seek forgiveness and change their behavior. This is very, very important. Forgiveness is very, very important in the life. The forgiveness giving immense pleasure to us. It's a good quality of life. When we're moving into the Buddhism, what Buddhism speaks about resurrection. Dhammapada, first chapter, number 5. Hatred is never appeased by hatred in this world. By non-hatred also is hatred appeased. This is law eternal. Dhammapada 25, 383 says that a wise man should abandon darkness and seek light. In cases of family disputes, emotional abuse, revenge, and resentment only prolong suffering. Emotional resurrection involves letting go of hatred and seeking inner peace. In abusive relationships, individuals should seek wisdom and strengthen to remove themselves from harm. So knowledge is also very, very important. Knowledge is helping us knowing about where we are, where we stand. The healing begins by choosing a healthier path. So coming into the counseling and marital therapy about resurrection, counseling can be useful if therapists serve as impartial observers rather than favoring one side or the other. The counselors can help couples and the families decrease some difficulties such as parenting problems. Number 3, therapists can help married and divorcing parents build strong relationships with each other and their children. The family practitioners assist divorcing couples and families a number of ways. So divorce is not the solution. If any one of them, the moving for the divorce, before the divorce, you go to good family psychologists, take family counseling, couple counseling, or sexual counseling. It helps you how to adjust, how to overcome, how to maintain defense mechanisms in our personal life and the family life. So the individualized treatment programs is more important. Help parent to co-parent, help children cope with the fears such as losing the non-residential parent permanently, provide information on remarriage and its potential impact on the children. Okay, this is, I'm concluding. Thank you one and all for your patience, spending your valuable time, patience listening my presentations. If you have any doubts or any clarifications, you ask me. It's open for discussions for today's class and next day's class. But I am asking you all, excuse me, sometimes due to internet difficulties, and also yesterday I had some another meeting, so that within 1 hour I completed my presentation. So this is open for you all. Any questions, any queries, or any suggestions for yesterday's class and the today classes. Thank you one and all. And also, some of the participants keep on sending the messages, is disturbing me in my class. Not only that, if you want, okay, my presentation, you need not worry about that. I will send yesterday's my presentation and today's my presentation to the program director. He will sharing my 2 presentations to each and every participants. Okay, thank you. I'm ready to answer your questions. Ready to answer the questions. దీన్ని మళ్ళీ చేయించాలమ్మా, చేయిస్తాలే. ఏయో అయినాయి గజిబిడిగా. నువ్వు వేణుగా రెడ్డి మిక్సరా? ఏంది మధ్య మధ్యలో ఈ మూవ్ అవ్వట్లేదు? ఏదో సంథింగ్ అయింది అమ్మా. ఏదో అయిందిలే, చూద్దాం. కొద్దిగా కాఫీ.
Sir,
Yeah.
yes, have you addressed the question which they have put? One person have put that, sir, how can we avoid domestic violence, which is more prevalent?
Pardon?
There's one question, okay. One Sri Sanjay Kumar have posted, he says that, how can we avoid domestic violence, which is more prevalent?
How to avoid?
Yeah.
See, that's my how to avoid. The first solution and answer: before marriage, premarital counseling is very, very important. If any person is moving for the marriage, go for the premarital counseling. The premarital counseling is a common in developing countries, but in India, slowly is increasing the premarital counseling. This is one solution. Number two, in every family members from childhood onwards, include the parents to explain about the ethics and moral values with regard to the marriage. What is love? What is friendship? What do you mean relationship? What do you mean the physical violence or emotional violence? And also how to live, how to adjust, how to cope up the family life. This is number two. Number three, the media come forward and try to show the positive family life is very important. Not only the media, from government side or court side also, we need proper suggestions or solutions also more important. How to adjust and how to overcome the violence. Apart from that, the violence mainly based on one is the financial aspect, number two, physical appearance, number three, job adjustment, number four, sexual adjustment, or number five or six, timings. These things elaborately we have to discuss the before marriage and also the first 1 month of the marriage, first 2 months of the marriage, to discuss elaborately, have a common understanding in between the both partners is very, very important.
Yes, I think that sir have beautifully addressed the question which they have posted, and I think one have to follow that because it's very important. So, sir, I there is no more question. The only thing which they have posted is a complimentary message. So, thank you so much, Professor MVR Raju, for taking our class again. I'm very sorry that you have a very busy schedule. Despite of that, I have insist you to take class because I have never regretted listening to your lectures because, and I also want my participant to listen to your lectures because it is very important not only for studies but for our real life experience. So I want newly recruited faculty to listen to your lectures. I'm so thank you so much, sir, and I'm very sorry that if we if we make you a little bit busy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And just I'm saying extremely sorry. Yesterday I couldn't spend much time, and also, yeah, I'm not giving some examples also due to cause of my other assignment. Kindly excuse. Okay.
It's okay, sir. It happens. It happens. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you, sir. Thank you.
So, dear participant, we will have a short lunch break. After lunch, 1:30, we will meet again. Okay. Have a nice lunch, everyone.
Thank you, sir. 71 chatting.